I get these questions all the time. What should I charge for writing, for sessions, for shows, for producing? Here's my answer. A week ago, I was watching my colleague and amazing producer, Matt Rad, chatting with mixing engineer John Castelli on his podcast, Live with Matt Rad. They were discussing a few questions that the listeners had sent in about career choices. As a new guy in LA, and even before that in Israel, I encountered many of the same questions. I finally have the answers, so let's see if I can help. This first one is a question I thought about a lot in Israel, and I'm sure it's crossed your mind many times as well. You live in a small rural town or maybe even a big city, but it's not a musical mecca. It's not LA or New York, Nashville or London. Well, the question that comes up is, do you actually physically need to be in one of these musical meccas in order to be a successful musician? Here's the simple answer. You don't come to LA because it's the only place with record labels and a lot of music. You come here because there are just so many opportunities and industry people. You're surrounded 24/7 by a network of people that are here to work, to connect, to create. The bartender across the bar is a mad singer. Your server is one of the most talented dancers you'll ever meet. The guy delivering your Uber Eats is an incredible screenwriter. This is what's so special about LA. So when you're here, if you're smart about it, you'll mingle with these people, you'll connect, you'll bring value. So that's why you want to be in one of these music meccas at the beginning of your career, because of the networking opportunities these places have for creatives like yourself. Now, once you've established yourself, and let's say you're a touring musician who writes music for licensing, well, at that point, you don't necessarily have to still be in the center of everything. The internet is a wonderful invention, and especially since COVID, many people are now used to Zooming and Skyping. But let's face it, there's nothing like shaking hands and hugging your friends and grabbing some food together. That's what builds relationships. And that's why you want to be here. Another question that comes up often is, should I be a jack of all trades and master of none, or should I focus on one niche direction? Should I know how to write, produce, engineer, mix, and master, and make videos for YouTube? Or should I just focus on playing my instrument? Now, Matt and John both seem to think that you should start off your career doing it all, and as the years go by, kind of find your specific niche, the thing people come to you for. So you might want to be a famous drummer, but if you're 35 and being asked nonstop to mix artists, you might just want to admit it, you're a great mixing engineer. And that's what people find to be your greatest asset. That's where you shine. You can agree with them and make a great career as a mixing engineer, or you can fight it. Either way, it's completely your call. The point is, one way to look at it is that as the years go by, you should niche out what you originally started as a free-for-all. However, I'll also mention that it's a personality thing. See, I love what I do. I love the diversity. One day I'm in the friend's studio with an artist producing a track for her. Next day I'm leaving for a week on the road with Smash Mouth. When I come back, I got 3 days of guitar sessions and making songs for licensing opportunities before I head out on the road again. That's what I like. I'd hate to be doing the same thing every day. So if you're like me and that's the way you like it, shit, just do that. This is one I'm constantly asked about by new artists that approach me. They may have 5 to 10 songs and feel like spending a shitload of money to record them and put them out. I listen to the songs, I find one okay song, maybe two, and then when they ask me what to do next, I say, look, my honest opinion is this. Write 50 to 60 songs, pick your favorite, say 20, record those 20 as demos, and then pick your favorite 5 demos and record them professionally. That's your EP. Meaning to say that 90% of what we write is usually just okay, if not absolute crap. But 10% has the potential to be great. And 1% of that 10 could be your single. So write and write and write and write and keep on writing. It never ends. Put in the time. You'll only get better and better, I promise you. And of course, that applies to everything, whether it's mixing, playing guitar, producing, writing songs. Go, 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 go. You literally can't overdo it. And if you end up listening to Matt and John, that's exactly how they say it. Matt actually mentions a time where he was working with our mutual friend and artist Chris Wallace on some song. He was really proud of the song and was kind of bummed about the artist that it was being pitched to or something like that. And Chris told him, dude, this isn't the last great song you're ever going to write. Let it go and write more great ones. That's the attitude. For us creative people, this is a lifestyle. We're in it for life. It's a full-time commitment, so embrace that and get to work. Okay, now the reason you even clicked on this video. Sorry it took so long to get to. I just wanted to cover the basics first. So you're in LA or New York or London, you've made a name for yourself, you've written, played on, produced, mixed and mastered 1,000 songs in the last 10 years, you're finally getting some traction. You're being approached by huge artists and record labels to do that niche thing that you do, whatever that may be. Well, what do you charge? Look, the answer is different for everyone depending on the career path you chose, what level you're at within that path, what level of artists you're dealing with, and most importantly, what you feel comfortable charging. But let me give you the number one thing to remember. Matt, John, and myself all agree on this one. Don't worry about the money. This may sound very counterintuitive, but all three of us have found that if your sole motivation is getting paid and making a lot of money, well, it usually doesn't work out, in this industry at least. John actually says, and I quote, "Money is a bad motivator. Human connection and developing relationships is a great motivator." We all agree that you should do a great job, over-deliver, bring value. Don't nickel and dime everything, and don't worry about every little piece of credit that you did or didn't get. Do great work and the money will follow, I guarantee it. Now, if you're doing great work and you've been at it forever, but the money still isn't there, you may just need some more time, or you may need to check if you're actually doing great work. We all do it. We all reach out to people we trust and ask for feedback, for constructive criticism. Now, once you paid your dues and you finally have everyone calling you and asking you what you charge, make sure you charge what you feel you deserve for all those years of experience you've gained. Whether you charge $20,000 for a production or $150 for a guitar session, you need to feel good about it. Now, if you don't know how to ask for what you obviously deserve, then you want to watch my video about negotiating, where my friend Rob Flitton talks about how to negotiate the best deal. Or get a manager that'll do it for you. And if you want a short video, I'll be putting out a sweet and to the point about it next week. I'll leave the link up here when it's out. Please don't forget to show some love for the YouTube algorithms and like, sub, comment. Let me know what questions you might have that I haven't answered, and I'll catch you next week.